Very interesting. So this just came up literally recently. Okay, guys, let's talk about this and why this is not necessarily negative to me. I wasn't getting any, but I'm going to tell you why I think that this is good if this is the case. So Insider Gaming right here has intel about the first party Xbox handheld has been canceled. I don't think that's bad. And the reason why is because they should just focus on what they have now because they're migrating and unifying PC anyways. So if PC is unified, then it would favor that Xbox one day when it's unified like that because you already have the PC set up with Asus anyways. And you should work with them to manufacture a next gen console, Xbox PC. This is what I think, guys. Like, 'cause I don't think they should put that many handhelds on the market like that. You're not going to be able to sell nowhere near as much if you do that too. Just stick with this and focus on your console. That's what you need to focus on. It's not like you're dominating everything and you're just trying to experiment on the side while you're doing it. No, no, no. You need to get back to making that be the primary focus 100% after you already have this out the way. I don't think you guys should do the handheld if that's the case. Because I've been thinking about that for a while, and I always thought that the only reason you probably want to do that is if you were trying to get people to carry over their Xbox library right now from the series. But I think from a business standpoint, just expand to play anywhere as much as possible. So yeah, but this isn't confirmed. But I'm saying if this is the case, guys, this is my mode of thought towards it. It's not negative like canceling a game. You know what I mean? Because it's not a needed device on the market when you already have the Asus themed aspect. Switch twos out. You know what I mean? Like that. And anything you can do on there, I can already do here. So it's not like it's something that's going to have dedicated games for it. So it's cool. Let's see what happens with these other ones when they come out first. But yeah, clicking on that, it takes you to this page. We're ready to get into this. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what y'all think. First party Xbox handheld essentially canceled, it's claimed. Some people were saying that might have happened, so it looks like they might have been right. Microsoft seems to be content with not putting out its own Xbox handheld console. According to a new report, Microsoft has essentially canceled their first party Xbox handheld. Smart choice. It wasn't going to sell that much because nobody wants to buy Xbox hardware. That's smart. Now, if you put like another manufacturer that people are buying in the PC world, uh, I would say that you'd be better off probably doing that. Definitely, if you're moving closer to unifying your console with PC now, so you can like close in that gap every single year. You see that gap closing more and more and more. So yeah, I know that there's probably going to be some fanboys that want to spin this as negative, but I don't see this as negative. I see this as realizing that it's not worth it and that you should get all those teams and resources to focus on the next console or the Xbox PC or whatever, and do this and continue doing what you're doing with your Game Pass, improving your in-house, staying organized, not doing as many layoffs, being more pro-consumer. Like there's problems that you really need to focus on. That next gen would have not helped you do anything against Sony, and their handheld would have outsold yours. And they know that. And the Switch 2 is just going to eat up the handheld market. Nintendo dominates everything. And handheld, there's nothing you can do about that. And they've been doing it forever, and those people are not moving. It's that carryover. So when you start thinking about this, guys, remember, like, this is where you start to get smart again. When you're like, you know what? Maybe I don't need to do that. It sounds cool, but we got this. This is okay. You know what I mean? Let's focus on our console. Right? So I know there's going to be some negatives. Get ready. There's going to be some people trying to mock it. Okay, now, at the end of May, it was reported that Microsoft decided to sideline the development of its in-house handheld system. Sideline. This is where people say they canceled it. They're right then, if that's the case. I didn't clarify that it's canceled. I didn't say that. I didn't think it got canceled. I wasn't sure if it was because they said sideline. So you know me, I'm not gonna lie and say that I did, just to appear that I'm right. No, if I didn't say it, I didn't say it. Now it says now, just a couple of weeks later, The Verge Tom Warren is reporting that the Xbox handheld doesn't appear to be happening at all. I've heard from insiders that it's essentially canceled as the company focuses on Xbox's new software platform. Warren writes, good, that's what I was just saying. I have not read this, by the way. I still think we'll see next-gen Xbox hardware from Microsoft. Yeah, of course. Phil Spencer said he wants to keep making hardware up into the 30s at least, or as long as he can. But I also strongly believe we'll see multiple devices from PC makers like Asus. That's what I was saying. I think that they're going to work with them a lot more. You should. I love Asus. They're amazing. That will also be considered next gen Xbox consoles. I mean, they when I get the best high end laptops, I always go Asus. I'm telling you, they never disappoint me. Lenovo, screw their bloatware. You can get BSODs. I don't know. I just don't have good experiences with them. Speaking of Asus, the company recently revealed its Asus ROG Ally, or its Asus ROG Xbox Ally and the um, Xbox Ally X. So this is kind of like the Series S and the X. You see what I mean? The lighter model and the heavier model. They're doing that with the handheld now. So that's why I feel like they're just sticking with that. And they just helped Asus tweak it to have like a Xbox aspect be involved in it. You know what I mean? And there's a big debate going around. It's not an Xbox handheld. Whoever said it was, it's an Asus themed Xbox Ally. They collabed to make a Microsoft edition or an Xbox edition. You see what I mean? It's a PC Xbox edition. Just like I go to right here. You see what I mean? Xbox is right there. On Steam, it's not like that. You know what I mean? So that's the kind of point of integrating it in that sense. Yes, does that already exist on the ROG right now? Can you go get the ROG Ally and be fine? You don't need this? Yeah, of course. But is there some people that just want to support the Xbox Ally because they are Xbox fans? I didn't say fanboys, there's Xbox fans that just want to support Xbox. And they're on Xbox right now and they want to play PlayStation 5 games in a certain sense. There's a certain medium and attraction to it. On top of it already having Steam that the Steam Deck has. See? They removed a lot of bloatware, which they learned by doing those tests. And you have GOG and a lot of other things. So it could be somebody's primary device while having like something like a Switch 2 or a PlayStation. Because you can't get their games on there, but you still have a PC like anybody would have a PC here, but it's right there in your hand. So you don't really need the PlayStation if you're content with waiting on their games to come there. And as a matter of fact, you wouldn't even need anything but the Switch 2 in that if you don't care about all being in handheld mode 24/7. My problem with that is that the battery constraint can be annoying and I have to be close to like some like wall or whatever. You know what I mean? So that's why I don't want a handheld as my main. That's why I love the docked aspect of the Switch, just to speak from that perspective. But if people find a way to get that to work and you get some type of extension of a cord to make it longer and you're playing no problem and you sit in the same spot, you know, sometimes like people would on a PC, it's really no problem. You know what I mean? So it just depends on how you look at it. But what I will tell people about this so that I can level your expectations is do not think that this is a device that's coming on the market to really compete with like PlayStation's handheld, which is around the corner, I'll promise you. And the Switch 2, it's not going to be able to. It won't even sell like probably 4 million the first year. And if it did, that would actually be really good. But what I'm saying is that that market is way different and even more harder to sell in than the console market. Look at the cell phone market. That just sells hundreds of millions every damn year. You know what I mean? You could look at these markets and then see like how things start to work. Even though it's not video games, but it's still a market with electronics and they have, you know, things that work a certain way that you use daily. And then you start to see what sells the most. You know what I mean? Because that type of stuff just gives you an idea of demographics and stuff. And then when you look in the handheld world, you know what I mean? You're like, damn, none of these even sell that much. It's a tough ass market. So let's level our expectations. All right. The new handheld is built with an Asus framework, but features Xbox branding in the form of controls and operating systems. We're already seeing that. Xbox's next-gen mainline console, the follow-up to the Series XS, is expected to come by 2027 at the earliest. Correct. Not no 2026. I promise y'all that. Trust me. Microsoft has yet to respond to Inside Gaming's request for comment on a report that is no longer developing a first-party Xbox handheld console. Should a response be received, it will be added to the story. What do you think of Xbox seemingly canceling its first-party handheld console? Let us know down below and join the discussion in the official Inside Gaming forums. I think when anybody did an official handheld back in the days, it's because you wanted to sell 50, 60, 70 million. You know, even Sony, you know what I mean? Or you at least want to sell 40 to 50 million. There's no point of doing that if you're not going to do that. Because an official handheld means that, like back then, this is their first time doing it. When you came in, you said, I have my own handheld. I have my own dedicated like handheld market. You know what I mean? With stuff to sell. So that's the point of buying my device because you can only get that here. It's not going to be that. And that's the problem with that. The Steam Deck and the ROG is that they're the devices that sit around that people are like, I could do that on my PC. You're not giving me something I can't do already right here, right now. Like I'm on my 4070 rig right now. and I have my laptop too. Why would I get that? I don't need it. You know what I mean? I can take my laptop wherever I want with me. So that's what I mean. It depends on the situation, but it's a niche market in that world. And the Nintendo market, it's literally 90 something percent of that industry. They have it all. And that's why I say that when it comes to those worlds, it really is about exclusives. It was. Because what was the point of the handheld? You see what I mean? It had its own world. And it still does in the Nintendo world, where it's like when you're in that, you still have that. It never disappeared. You know what I mean? It never changed on you. It's still successful and it still works. Whereas like when they pick up these other handhelds, it's like, but I don't need this because I can do this here. But when you pick up this, like, oh, that's only here. That's it. You know what I mean? And that was a reason. It always was. You think of Pokemon in that way when you go back to the 90s and a lot of those aspects. So basically, what I'm saying here is that I see some people say some things, and I'm like, no, 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 guys. This is literally like a nice luxury device, not the first party since that's gone, but the ROG Ally for hardcore enthusiasts, people who just love the shit out of Xbox and want that device. Because you already can get what they're offering right now on the Ally X right now. You know what I mean? So that's why I say that this device is literally kind of for that, and it's going to have that type of market. So that's what we can expect. But I like it though. I think it's a cool device. I mean, if I just wanted to blow money, you know what I mean? Yeah, sure, I would get one, but yeah, I'm gonna wait. But anyways, let me know what you guys think about this being canceled. Like I said, I don't think it's a big deal. Pony sit down, but you know they're gonna try to spin it a certain way. I just wanted to level people's expectations with this, give you like reality. I'm not trying to beat down any excitement. However excited you are for this, go ahead. But what I will tell you is that it's gonna be quite expensive because of the tariffs. Microsoft already jacked stuff up with the other stuff. So expect this to be $100, $200 more expensive than it should be. And there's going to be some people to say they don't care, but they cried about the Switch 2 price too, by the way. Just saying, there's hypocrites all over in this world, and it's unneeded. Just saying. All right, y'all. Peace out. Have a good day. Keep it real, not hypocritical.